The story that I was told was Charlie Manson was this really small guy, and he hated black people, and he wanted to start a race war in Los Angeles. And when he did, the black people were going to rise up and they were going to kill all the white people, and the white people were going to win. And while they were winning, Manson and his people were going to be out in the desert, and they were going to be in this little hole in the desert, and they were going to live there because they were little tiny people. And then when they came out, all the black people wouldn't know how to rule the world, so Manson was going to rule the world for them. That's the story that I was told, and people fell for it. You're just creating a conspiracy theory. Well, this whole damn thing's a conspiracy theory. What's real about it? There ain't nothing real about this that I've been told yet. Especially by Elder Skelter, to the family, to the, now he's part of the CIA. And then there's books, now he's part of Dracula. Since I mentioned that the other day, it was amazing how fast they went and wrote a book about it. It's amazing what Manson is. But what I got is I got real shit from the case. And it's not run off on a copy machine and 500 different copies on everybody's computer who everybody claims it's theirs. This is actually was used in the investigation of the case, and it shows that something else is weird about this stuff. Like I was saying the other day in the video about the Spawn Ranch raid. I wasn't saying, never anywhere did I say that that was fake. It wasn't fake. It was a planned raid. Of course it was planned, and it was also a planned movie along the way. It was a planned movie. They took all their people with them to film this shit so that later on that they could use it. So, and some of the things in this movie that they were planning as a raid, I'm not saying it wasn't a raid, Beckham, it was a raid. Some of the things that they were planning in this movie, it didn't make sense to me. One guy's hands handcuffed in front of him, and why is all the rest handcuffed in back of him? That makes valid sense to everybody. Why is the procedure all messed up right there? And everybody wants to point to the fact that, oh, the guy in the front is probably the snitch. Well, Manson's a common, Manson has been in crime since day one. You don't think that guy knows that that means that's a snitch, and they would do that right in front of him where Manson could be looking right at it and later on come back and kill the snitch? I don't think that was the plan. Also, why did the snitch on the ranch so that they come and raid the machine guns that he brought to the ranch? That don't make no sense either now, does it? I don't know. It doesn't to me. Why would they, everybody else is just sitting there all calmly, they're all just looking like in amazement on how much they're roughing up Charles Manson. I mean, they're throwing him on the ground, they got him prone out, they got him spread, they got him laid on his face, they got him in the dirt, they got his hair flying everywhere, they're throwing him into the cop car. It's the most dramatic arrest I've ever seen. What was he doing? Is he mouthing off to him and they were just roughing him up, or were they roughing him up because, they wanted to make a better movie of this? Or was they trying to prove a point for maybe in the future? I don't know, because some of the stuff in these papers, it makes no sense to me. Because it looks to me like marijuana was the main thing that they were going to this ranch looking for. They were going there looking for marijuana, and if you got marijuana, you probably got machine guns to protect it. You're probably stealing cars and all that stuff. Okay, that gets in the mix, but they're looking for marijuana. And when they went there, 1969, there was no marijuana anywhere. It was nowhere. They were trying to destroy marijuana out of the United States, period. It was supposed to be gone. They hated this shit. So why would they let a guy get away with it over there? They just let him walk away. That's what these papers say. These papers come from a guy who was involved in the investigation. These are his papers. After people die, they're involved in the investigation. You sometimes tend to get a hold of their stuff because family members don't really give a shit about it, and other people who were involved in the investigation with them, they don't give a shit about it either, and they decide to sell it. Well, when they sell it, then information comes out. It's on the paperwork, and as you can see, the guy's name, Bill Gleason, and probably his badge number is on the back of this paper because it belonged to him, and he sent to the FBI for these papers. And we've always seen the rap sheet of Charles Manson, but have we really seen the real rap sheet of Charles Manson? We see the one in Helter Skelter, but what in Helter Skelter is real anyway? In there they wanted us to believe Charlie was a little guy running around, wanted to kill everybody, run around and run into a hole in the desert, come back out and rule the world. That's such bullshit. I have a date on it up here of like September 5th or something. I can't remember what that date is. It was September 5th or something. This one here has a date stamped on the back of it, probably when it was received by the detective, And the date on this is September 20th. Now, those dates in perspective, the 5th would have been right after, right after basically the Manson family took off. So they weren't connected them to the murders anyway. So why send off now 25 days later, on the 30th, they send off to the FBI to get in on the rap sheet on Charles Manson? Why? At the time, you weren't connecting these people to those murders. Why did you want Manson's rap sheet? Why did you get it sent to you? It didn't make any sense. To me, this probably would have come later when maybe you found out that Manson might have been the guy then sent to the FBI for this dude's rap sheet to figure out who he was or what he was, but not like to Bill Gleason on September the 30th. And in this rap sheet, it's from the FBI, as you can see up here in the corner. And in this rap sheet, it clearly, I don't know who wrote this. I don't know if the investigators wrote it. I don't know if the FBI wrote it. I don't know who wrote it, but somebody wrote it. It says up here, and it clearly points to what we're going to be looking at on one of these last pages here. Here, it refers to this. And there's several pages. There's a lot of pages in between here. Maybe one of these days I'll look at all of them. But right now we're just looking at mainly these two arrests right here. The one about the Swan Ranch raid, and also the one about Charles Manson getting arrested for planting weed. It's all detailed out up here on this thing. And then on the back, on the violation itself, Manson, Charles Manson, planting, cultivating, and possession, etc. of marijuana. October the 24th. Something else that's fishy to me. Why in the hell did they let him go? Why'd you never hear about it? Why'd they wipe it clean out of the one in the Helter Skelter book? Wouldn't this have been better on the show in there? They'll have this stuff down there. This all belonged to the investigation too. Why didn't they show the one from the FBI? Why did they show the one from the LA, Sheriff's Department? Because the Sheriff's Department didn't display that they was also arrested for marijuana. Huh? Are these papers in some sort of because they really didn't have these people connected to no damn murders at the time, so why were they even looking into Charles Manson in the first place? It was about the car fest they already let him go for. He was already gone. They already left. It was like a success for the Sheriff's Department because these people were now gone. I'm sure all the bikers left too. Everybody was probably gone from there except poor old George Spawn. What was the reason for looking for these in September the 30th? Just questions that I'm asking. I'm not telling you anything. I'm not answering any questions for you. I'm just telling you the little tiny guy that went climbing the hole out in the desert I never believed. That's it. Thanks for watching.